Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Damara. You have landed on Astrocast. This is your new moon in Sagittarius recording. Um, it's a big one, and so I'm going to invite you to take a moment to find something to write with or write on if you want to take some notes. But this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful new moon of new beginnings. New moon Sagittarius, the adventurer. It happens on November 23rd, 2022 at 2:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I was going to say 3 p.m., but let's just be exact here, 2:57 p.m. So we have a couple of things going on, and I'm going to show you the chart in just a moment. So first of all, new moon Sagittarius, 1 degree. So it's like, hello, Sagittarius season. Here we are. New moon. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to start off this energy. The sun and the moon, first of all, are sitting with Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. So we've got a stellium right away in the sign of Sagittarius. And then it's also trining Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter is the planet of abundance and financial flow and wisdom and expansion. It's also the planet of exaggeration. So remember, every planet has a dark and a light, or a positive and a negative charge, right? So while Jupiter is all expanding, it also can exaggerate a little bit. So just keep that in mind as we move through this report. The other thing about this new moon is that it is, since it's sitting with Mercury and Venus, the energy is about communication around what you value, what you love, what's important to you, your truth, beauty, love, abundance. That's Venus. Jupiter will go direct as well during this new moon. And so whatever you've been kind of sitting on, ruminating about, thinking about, you may have, whether it's relationship, a project, anything, right? You may have a breakthrough or a new way of seeing things or processing the information. And I talked about this in the weekly forecast. Let's make sure we always go back to the idea of abundance. Okay, so that we are coming from a place of remembering that everything is in divine order. The astrology never lies. And if we can take our life into our heart, drop our life into our heart and expand our breath, we'll actually see that everything is absolutely perfect. Okay. I feel like I'm going to go on a tangent, so I'm going to just stop myself and pull up this screen. Okay. So here we go. Sure I can see. Well, okay, here we go. So here's the new moon, right? So we have all up in here, new moon with the sun in the sign of Sagittarius, sitting with Venus and Mercury. So I talked about it trining Jupiter. Look at that. Here's Jupiter. Hi, Jupiter. Making that beautiful line to Jupiter. Absolutely amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Powerful, powerful energy. I do want to point this out though. See Pluto? Gosh darn, Pluto's still sitting there in Capricorn, just will not leave Capricorn. It will soon, but not quite yet. So it is making a sextile. Pluto's making a sextile to this new moon, and it's also making a sextile to Jupiter. Basically, it's beautiful. It's a blue triangle. Okay, so blue triangles, bam, right away. Tell me harmonious information can come through if you're open and willing to take into account this process we call life. Pluto's about depth, transformation, looking at things from a deep way, just allowing yourself to feel empowered by the lessons that you've learned over the last couple of years. And because we've got Mercury and Venus sitting there, this is really about being able to communicate yourself, your desires, your needs, your wishes, your truth from a place that is fully aware of the other, and understanding that the other is really just a reflection of you. Like, it's just really seeing everything with a wider lens of love and um, oneness. Okay, so gosh, there's just so much that I could say. I want to make sure I get all of the points too, though. So this is also about fresh new beginnings. It's 1 degree Sagittarius. So basically, right after the sun goes into the sign of Sagittarius, we've got this new moon, which is really, really sweet. And it really does come with a breath of fresh air. We've just had so much density and tightness happening with that eclipse season. And hopefully what it did is kind of wring out whatever was holding you back, whatever is going on for you. And this is about resetting your life. And the only person that can reset your life is you. And just as a little side note, we can sit here and blame outside circumstances for everything. Just go ahead and do that. But know that the longer that we blame outside circumstances or other people for our unwillingness to drop into that relationship, start that project, start an exercise program, whatever we want to do, if we're blaming the outside, sooner or later, you're going to realize that it has nothing to do with the outside. It's all about you. And once we can kind of take responsibility for that, our life becomes really quite amazing. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. I would say with this new moon, and this is my own personal thing, I like to, in the month of November, drop into, gosh, what do I really want in life? And I don't wait until December 31st. I do it 13 times a year, but November, especially for me personally, has this like, okay, what's your next chapter, sister? Let's just like look at what we want to begin, what we want to let go of, things like that. This is a beautiful, beautiful time to do that. The energy is actually pulling us further away from that eclipse energy, which is really, really nice because that was really strong, intense. And it's moving us into the solstice, which is on December 21st, which is really going into that incubator of dark energy where we really sit with, the seeds that you might plant right now, so planting these new seeds and being like, wow, this is such a great quiet time now in San Diego. I don't know, I think it's slightly challenging to do that, or Southern California, I should say, because it's sunny and warm and everybody's still outside. And it's like, there's really no seasons. It's like brown and green, but just pretend like it's snowing outside and it's cold and you have to stay in and bundle up, just be in a space around this new moon where you can just kind of cocoon in and drop into what you really desire, because the manifesting power, and those of you who've been listening to this, I do not flippantly use the word manifest, but the manifesting power right now is like off the chart. This is a really beautiful new moon to drop into finding the silver linings of something. Maybe you had a falling out, maybe you lost a job, maybe your health took like a wrong turn this year. Find the silver lining and focus on that. Focus on the beauty of the gift of this life. Again, it's forming a trine. The new moon is forming a trine with Jupiter, and this is the ruler of Sag. So the other thing I want to say is Jupiter stations direct as well, right before or after the new moon. I'm sorry, I can't quite remember. I think it's just right after, but it stations direct, and it's been in retrograde since July. Yes, August, September, October, November, 4 months. So the ideas around expansion, abundance, wisdom, education, knowledge, those things, those energies, those thought processes of your life have been in retrograde, which means you've had these opportunities to ruminate on, think about, plan for, strategize. Now, with Jupiter going direct right around this new moon, whoa, hello, get ready to go down the slide, beautiful, epic energy. It's giving us extra emphasis on the energy. And it's the largest planet in our solar system. So we're going to feel this energy. We are, I promise you. And it's in the final sign of Pisces, which is all about magic and mysticism. So I don't know, just allow yourself to be in a place to experience maybe a deeper understanding of who you are, what you have to offer, and what you really desire to bring into your life. Jupiter lets you see things from a higher perspective. So use that energy. I could do a whole podcast on Jupiter, and maybe in 2023 I'll do podcast about each sign, but honestly, you can probably Google it and find it on your own. You don't need to hear it from me. Just know that Jupiter is a really powerful planet of expanding, and it's getting honestly past your own limitations that you've placed on yourself. And I pull myself into that as well. Let's remember that we have this beautiful thinking mind that we get to use, but sometimes it gets in our way. So every now and again, just like, set your intentions, write them down, and then get out of the way and let spirit kind of drive your the car of your life, so to speak. I talked about this in the weekly forecast, and it's worthy of saying it again. Remember that gratitude is the driver of all that is good, loving, right, and real. When you can feel gratitude for, the life that you have right now, even if you are having like just a shitstorm, right? Feel gratitude for something as simple as like, I don't know, a great parking spot. The fact that you can get out of bed on your own and make a cup of coffee. I don't know, just start small and then just let that idea of gratitude create almost like a compounded interest in your life. Okay. Mercury and Venus and the sun and the moon all in Sag. My God, this is just like, it's like really truly like pretend like you have a megaphone and you're like, universe, I'm so ready, I'm in love, I have blah 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 blah, don't blah 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 it though. Like really state what you desire and then trust that there's a higher power listening to you, that you have like checked your T's or crossed your T's, dotted your I's, just be the good human that you desire to be, that you desire to see in the world. I don't know how else to say it without sounding so woo-woo or off-putting. It's just really as simple as trusting the universe. There is one thing here I want to talk about. I have Mars. Where's my sweet Mars? There's Mars. Mars is squaring Neptune. Okay. And so when Mars squares Neptune, it makes things real. Now, the other thing is that Mars is also trining Saturn. And so when Saturn gets involved, this is really about a reality check. Okay, so Mars is the initiator, Neptune is kind of the dreamer. Remember, Mars is in retrograde. So Mars is like, I really want to get these things done, but we need to focus over here. And Saturn's like, let's make sure we get everything right, you guys, because this is just like about, again, dotting our I's, crossing our T's. And Saturn governs your career. So I don't know what this means for you. I know what it means for me. And I have been, I'll just say this. I have been pushing through some really old thought patterns. And when you really are aware, you can see them coming and you're like, whoa, I don't even want to think that anymore. And if you don't see them coming in your own mind, you see them in other people and you'll feel that little like trigger. And that's when you have to go, whoa, okay, that's me. I gotta let that go. And you push through them. Thank you. Thank you for that old thought that kept me safe before. I don't need to be safe in that arena anymore. I can push through. I can say, thank you. Bye-bye. On to the next. Okay. And I don't know what it means for you. I totally know what it means for me. And that's really all that matters to me right now. Just keep in mind that, and I do want to say this is important. Mars is in retrograde until January 12th. So, actions that we do now, or that we start to set in motion with this new moon in Sagittarius, when that Mars goes direct January 12th, that's when we're really going to start to see a lot of our fruits of our labors just like whoosh, come to a sense of fruition, I guess, if you will. So I want to wrap this up because I try not to make them more than 18 minutes, these forecasts. New moon Sagittarius, new beginnings, expand your awareness, have gratitude for what was, notice your triggers. If you see it in someone else, it's in you. Period. End of story. So allow yourself to kind of go in and pull the weeds, if you will, so you can plant the seeds that are going to provide those beautiful, beautiful gardens of truth. And I try not to sound corny, but that's really what it is. Anyways, new moon Sag, good luck with this one. This is gorgeous energy. Please enjoy it. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a beautiful time with family and friends, or just enjoy nature. I've spent many Thanksgivings in nature by myself before. I've seen friends and family, and just find something that you're super grateful for this week. I really appreciate the fact that you listen to these and share them. I'm getting more and more comments, and it really keeps me motivated and inspired. So have a beautiful holiday week, and we'll speak soon. Namaste.